What is going on, everybody? God damn, I love that intro. Hello, everybody, and thank you again. Thank you again for joining me with another episode of Random Bracket Battles. I'm your host, Mr. A.A. Ron, also known as C3P to the Diddy. So first of all, I got to give a big shout out to just everyone in Ruckus. Justin and Josh are just killing it with Ruckus Wrestling. People everywhere are just fucking killing it, and big ups to just the whole production team to get. They call it my show. I say it's our show because I just talk about movies. They just say, "Hey, here's a movie. Talk about it, dickhead." And I'm just like, "It's fucking good." But these guys are actually doing like coding and shit. I'm just the guy with the machine gun with the van saying, "Get in the van!" Well, these guys are like, "Hold on, I'm in Friendster. They rerouted me. I got to get in." They're doing the real work. I'm just a dickhead who just goes in and says, "Money," and pray to God I don't get shot in the head. So these guys are doing all the great work. By the way, I thought of something. Because Josh is actually producing me today. Say hi, Josh, everybody. Thanks, man. I gotta retract something. It was either my second or third show of this, and you agree with me that Moneyball is the best sports movie of all time. I'm gonna have to change that because you could argue that it may not be a sports movie. However, Warrior is 100% a sports movie. It's not just about the sport, though, but it is a sport movie. And yeah, some of it does take place in Pittsburgh, so I'm a little biased, but that is my answer for best sports movie of all time. So with that out of the way, boom! Let's get to it, Josh. What's our first round? Gotta be, those are cool. Look at that, man. Those are cool. See what I mean? I'm just a dickhead who just goes, "What's better, Running or Space Jam?" No prep at all. I just come in here, I just wash my balls, get myself a vodka orange juice, and just talk about movies while these guys are going, "Isn't this shit cool?" And I'm like, fucking cool. All right, so what is it? Rango and Space Jam. Oh, Space Jam. All right. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Space Jam, if you're around my age, was all you gave a shit about, especially if you were living in Wisconsin or at least in the Midwest, or just knew the word basketball, because Michael Jordan swept I liked Michael Jordan before Space Jam came out, and Space Jam came out when I was 4. Not 3, not 2, not 5, 4. I was in love with this dude. No idea why. I couldn't even hold a basketball. Not like the little miniature ones you get at shitty state carnivals. Or, town carnivals, really. So I don't know what intrigued me to him, but maybe the raw power and tenacity of individual just sweeping the court before I even knew it was called a court. I just thought it was a playground that big motherfuckers would play on. And Space Jam came out and just blew my mind because my dad got me into, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Tasmanian Devil. Every time I went to my Nana's house, one of two things was always on. Sorry if you hear that upstairs. One of two things was always on. It was either the Addams Family, country. If you go to my great-grandmother's room, it was a CMT, or, oh my goodness, what was her name? The Nun Show, or Looney Tunes. That was it. And Addams Family. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So those two together just blew my mind. Just blew my mind. It's a great story, too, about, if you really want to split the atom and try to find a great story other than just surface level of, here's a great bunch of characters and here's a great athlete, put them together. MJ can't act. Who gives a shit? He can play basketball, and that's half this movie anyways. By the way, if you were a kid and you watched this religiously to where the tape was, you had to buy a new tape. Because I remember we had to. I always skipped all that, important bullshit and got right to the game. That's all I gave a fuck about. The last 40 minutes, or maybe it was an hour. That's all I cared about. So I watched that over and over and over again. I'll say it. It's a classic. And There's even, of my favorite movie of all time, there's even a cameo to Pulp Fiction when Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd are shooting the teeth out of the big purple one, I think. The big purple alien. Not only that, but this guy follows me around everywhere. I swear to God. Danny DeVito's in this. You can't count him out. Ever since I've been getting into Sunny in Philadelphia back in 2009, I just see this. I recognize this dude so much more. What was that? Like, it's 2004 now. 2004. It's 2024 now. I got into that show in 2009. So what's that? 15 years? So for 15 years, I've been like, oh shit, he's in Big Fish. Oh snap, he's in One Who Flew the Cuckoo's Nest. Oh my God, that's right. He is Phil in Hercules. Like, this dude just keeps coming up, and he plays, I can't remember his damn name, because who remembers that name? You just remember Danny DeVito's voice, but he plays like the big boss dude. Yeah, so great movie. And this is where the child in me has to die, because however, Rango is a great story. Not only does it look fantastic, because apparently to get the movements of these animated characters, what they did was they did like how you would say video games being made, where like the dots are anywhere, or just any other CGI character. So they got people's walks and mannerisms of just how they talk or walk or live or whatever, and they translated that into animation, and it came out so beautifully. But not only that, the animation of this is spectacular. It's spectacular. It is Johnny Depp, but it's one of those things where you, and maybe because it's animated, you don't see Depp, you just hear him. But for me, I know it's Johnny Depp, and yet the voice doesn't stray away from me. Whereas in Corpse Bride, it does just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe because that movie is so Tim Burton-y that I can't help but to think, okay, Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, no shit, they're in here. I think his wife, Helen Bonham Carter, is the corpse anyways. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, nothing against either, no three of them. All three of them, I'll never even amount to whatever smaller than 1/16 of any kind of talent that any of those three have. But I hear his voice so much in that movie, whereas this movie, I understand its depth, but I get so lost in everything. Not to mention, it's funny as hell. Oh man, I gotta do this. Damn it! I gotta do this. Yeah. Space Jam's out. Oh man, the kid in me just really hates that. Ah, screw it. Rango goes ahead. I'll keep it color-coded. Why not? Why not? Oh, man, that kills me inside. I mean, Space Jam is great, but, hey, Rango's better movie. And who gives a shit at this point? I'm so fucking sick and tired of Bill Murray. He's another one that's in everything. It's just, I get it. It's like fucking Groundhog's Day for me now. Bill Murray. Bill? I guess he would go, Aaron? Bill? Fuck, man. What's up, Justin? How you doing, man? Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Chris Taylor. Plus, they even say it's Bill Murray. So it's just, of course, you have to say it is Bill Murray whenever Bill Murray has to show up on set. However, it is funny when the boss goes, whoa. I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture. Perfect. Thank you. But Rango's better. I gotta go with Rango. All right. Moving on, sir. What is the next one? This is fantastic. I mean, look at that. That's just great. Juno versus Mean Girls. All right, so man, I might as well go in order. Oh, I started with Space Jam last, huh? All right, anyways, whatever. All right, whatever. I'll just go in order from now. So Juno, I've only seen the movie once. I forgot J.K. Simmons was in it until I was watching some kind of clip on the internet, and it was clearly when she was talking to clearly her mother and father, and I was like, oh yeah, that's J.K. Simmons. Shit. I remember Michael Cera because this movie came out 2 years after Superbad, and so I knew it was Michael Cera, and this is the start of Ellen Page's career. I'm saying I know the person is called Elliot Page, but back then She was known as Ellen Page. I'm going to use that name to describe this movie that came out then. So, I get it, but it's so frustrating sometimes. With all due respect, thoughts and prayers. So this was like, it wasn't her first one because obviously she was in the X-Men franchise, and I'm sure with a bunch of other stuff before that. But this is when people started to realize who she was. And then a year later, what does she do? She comes out with Christopher Nolan's, I'll call it a classic because it's been almost 15 years, Inception. And that's when she just busted through, I think. It's a really cute story about, a teenage pregnancy and just what to do and just living this life through it. But she's not the hot girl. She's not the nerd either. She's not a geek. She knows who she is, and she loves the people in her life. Again, I've only seen this once, so if I get things wrong, I apologize. But Michael Cera character, I think, is clearly like any other, whether it be boy or girl, that's in a situation of, well, my trajectory of life was going this way. Why the hell do I have to deviate off this? And I think that's what makes her have a decision of, I agree with you. I'm on your side. Let's put this kid up for adoption and let's just move on with our lives. And it is a really cute story. It kept that much of a memory for me, but only for that once. Whereas Mean Girls, the 20th anniversary this year. Can you fucking believe it? Oh my goodness. Rachel McAdams and Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Seyfried. If I get that wrong, let's stab myself because I could never remember her name for the longest time. Then I watched Ted 2 of all movies. I'm like, oh, Amanda Seyfried. Oh, I got it. So if I even get that wrong, damn. Tina Fey is the teacher of one of the classes. I think history or math. I think it's math. But she's the one who wrote it. And I can't remember who directed it. And the dude, I was just talking about this with Angel. He was just in Dream Scenario. He plays Nick Cage's like boss, the dean of the college that Nick Cage's character works for in Dream Scenario. He was also on SNL. He's in a lot of Will Ferrell movies. He's the guy who in Semi-Pro who has the cast on and he gets shot when they're all fucking around with the gun. But the thing that will never leave my mind is you want no, Dewey, you don't want no part of this. You're right, man. I don't want to get a overdose on it. You can't OD on it. Oh, okay, well, I don't want to get no hangover on it. You can't get a hangover.
Tim Meadows.
Oh, whoa, hold on.
Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows is who you're thinking.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm going to continue, though. Damn. Lost my train of thought. Sounds kind of expensive. It's the cheapest drug there is. Tim Meadows is in this as well. He for sure plays the principal, and he does a really good job of what he's given. He's not, oh my God, I get this guy an Oscar because of what the material is, but what he is given, he's memorable enough to be just like the perfect amount of funny, also not to steal the limelight for anybody. He does a fantastic job, but you have to give it up to Rachel McAdams and Lindsay Lohan and the writer Tina Fey. You have to give it up to them. And holy shit, Amy Poehler is in here. I forgot about that. She's like oh my God. Okay, if anyone, please don't watch it. But if anyone has seen The Bling Ring, what Leslie Mann, the mom of that movie, that god-awful movie that is an A24 movie that I eventually have to talk about, I really don't want to do it. It's easily the worst one they've ever done. But it's only their fourth. They got their shit together. That mom is this mom with alcohol. Just logic is just gone, and your feelings are what matter. But when you put, Percocet and money into the mix, you get this dumb broad who lets their 10-year-old practice lap dances with her huge teddy bear and just, who gives a shit? Yeah, Honey Milkshake's a fun song. Let's go ahead and get into it. Ridiculous. But this movie is hilariously fantastic. I can't remember one line from Juno. However, I do remember, that's a nice sweater. Girl, what's it made from? Your mother's chest hair. What? we saw the steel book somewhere at Barnes and Noble, and I think it's been out for a while, but it's like the Byrne book, like that is the steel book. Like I got the Mummy trilogy, if you want to call it that third movie a fucking trilogy. It should have just been a duel. It should have just been, it's 4 movies, but it should have just been 1, 2, and Scorpion King. But enough about that. But it is like the Book of Amon-Ra, if I'm saying that right, the Black Book, the Book of the Dead, which brings people to the living. That's exactly what this is, and it's fantastic. God, I love steelbooks. Did you know Best Buy is going to stop doing DVDs and physical copy for film media? It's fucking ridiculous. But no, let's get a bunch of stupid ass TVs that you're just going to recycle 5 years from now. God damn you, streaming! Just bring back a family video or a Hollywood blockbuster or something. A Hollywood video. Or, enough about that. This is a layup for me. I've watched Juno once, and I will never go. I got no desire to go watch for it. But if you say, what's a good 2000 high school / coming of age film that's made in the 2000s, that's funny, that I will want to go back to, I'm going to give you 3 recommendations. Sex Drive isn't a high school movie, but fuck it. Sex Drive, Superbad, and Mean Girls. Mean Girls will always be in contention with Superbad as like the best high school comedy of the 2000s. So that being said, Juno is out. Mean Girls is moving on. Okay, all right. So I gotta get my blue pen out. All right, so what do you guys think? Let me get hit with the comments. Did I pick the right one? Or are you in agreement with me? I mean, the janitor from Scrubs, Josh, you were just talking about this. The janitor from Scrubs is the dad of Mean Girls. That's right. I forgot about that. It does get really sad too when she, I forget her goddamn name. When Lindsay Lohan is like on the rise, she becomes part of the plastics, and then she just drops. And then, like, the movie is clearly like at the end of the second act, and she's just eating lunch alone. All of us have been there. Not maybe in that specific predicament right there, but all of us have definitely been there. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that grasp onto Juno. But me personally, I gotta go Mean Girls. That's it. So what is the next round, good sir? So Justin says, so far, so good. Well, I thank you, man. Damn, this is good. You know what? You can do before I look at that, you can do I'm doing vodka and orange juice, but I'm adding a little bit of coconut water. It is damn good. Dude, that was the best part about deploying to Africa. I have banana trees and mangoes right outside. You pick both of those, you ask the staff to blend them up, and then you go right over to the bar and be like, hey, can I get that Malibu rum? And gluck, 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 gluck. Amazing. All right. Hey, come on, man. Just chop my balls off, why don't you? Oh. I'm so crazy. Man. You know what sucks about this one? Sorry if you guys can't hear me that well. You know what sucks about this one is that I'm going to be quoting both of these for this particular match the entire time. Because one of them, there you go, one of them is like one of the most quotable movies ever, but in this one, they're not as maybe memorable, but you say just one, and people are going to know, I know what that's from. I don't want a large Farva. I want a goddamn liter of cola. I don't know what that is. Liter's French. Produce a fucking cola. Excuse me, bear fucker. Do you need assistance? I think that's how I'm going to judge this one. Okay, that's how I'm going to judge this. I'm going to see how many lines I can pull from each. Whichever one is more, that's the one that's getting the win. So, okay, super and anchor. Okay. A&S. All right, so super. I got 2 already. All right. Farva, what's that place? What's that place you like with the mozzarella sticks and the goofy show on the walls? You need shenanigans? You talking about shenanigans? Oh, Josh, I'm gonna need you in here. I feel like you and Tushka just really plotted against me for these two movies to be on.
What are you trying to say?
That this is well, I think I need your help if I already said one again, or if you can think of another one. But right now I'm on Super Troopers. All right, what's another good one? Mac, how you feeling? Good enough to fuck your mother. Yeah. That's another one.
The shenanigans one you already did. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The
Blue boars like Mexico.
Yeah. There's literally a steak now that does the I forget there's a line, but they put it in it. And then the other ones were crap.
Biker.
Bear fucker came from that freaking bear fucker. Yeah, the whole thing that came from that.
Lift your coat and touch your toes. I'm going to show you where the wild goose goes.
Right.
Damn.
I'm remembering myself. This is your show, not mine.
Oh shit! All right, thank you, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm just a dog. I get excited. I wouldn't ever do it. I just caught it. I just do things. Okay, so what's another one? Come on. I mean, obviously, I could talk all day about both these. They're both fucking hilarious. They both have incredible casts, and they're both directed perfectly. The only thing I can say about Super Troopers that Anchorman doesn't have is that the director is one of the cast members killing the lines along with the rest of the crew itself. But then the rest of the crew not grew up together, but produced movies themselves. Because I remember they came out with something else, I think a year or two before. I have no idea what it's called, but I know it's something about waiters. And then they came out with this shit and just blew the fuck up. And it just, I mean, we're on our way to Canada for some French fries and gravy. Canada, huh? Almost made it. Littering
I will. Last thing I'll say about Super Troopers.
Get my headphones in. 1 second. Repeat yourself.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say about Super Troopers is the meow count.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I say meow. I got after all of those. That's still one joke, but it's still a great one. All right, so they're getting that. Do you think we're stupid? Is that why? Damn! I can't think of these. Got to be bangers though. I can't think of another one. Oh man, I got it. All right, I guess that's it. But Anchorman, this is gonna hurt because I have way more for Anchorman. Everybody, I need you to stop what you're doing and look at me right now. I have a very important message for you. Cannonball! So dumb. They all start singing Highway Delight. It's ridiculous. I'm in a glass case of emotion. In English, Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish. You ate a whole wheel of cheese and then you pooped in the refrigerator. I'm not even mad. Just impressed. Okay, I'm gonna give something to you. I'm gonna throw something at you. If you like it, take it. If you don't, throw it right back. I want to be on you. You have a very breathtaking height. You look like a blueberry. Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island? What? That's my motorcycle, bro. I love that. What do you love? I love poetry. I love San Diego. And, of course, my good friend Baxter. Oh, okay. Well, then this is happening now. Oh, shit. So ridiculous. I think I need one or two more. Oh, I need three more to beat this. I can do it.
I got you. I got you. Just so you all know, I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
I cleared that out of my mind because I already said the I want to be on you line. My apartment's filled with many leather-bound books and smells of rich mahogany. Oh, shit, how did I forget that? 60% of the time, it works every time. That doesn't make any sense. Brett, I'm going to be completely honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline. It smells like an Indian food in a diaper took a shit. It smells like Bigfoot's dick. Uh, it's so stupid. Oh, it makes me laugh. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. I can do one more. Hold on. Oh, how the fuck did I forget about Brink? Brink with oh, come on. Yeah, I stabbed a man with a harp. Brink, where'd you get a grenade? I don't know. I stabbed a man in the heart with a harpoon. Brad, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You should probably lay low for a while and live with some family or friends because you're probably wanted for murder. Yeah, man. I mean, clearly this is the more funny one. I really don't want to do this. San Diego. It's Spanish for a whale's vagina. Yeah, dude, the jokes I just laugh more at. God damn it. And there's way more memorable ones. And I got to force it for Super Troopers. So because of the little game I just made for myself, oh, I don't want it to move on against Super Troopers, but I gotta go with Easy Farva. Saquon Ramrod. I forgot. I wrote it down. Aww. I gotta go. I gotta go with what. I gotta go with what makes sense to me and what my heart is saying. Because I can't compare these two movies in any other way. I have to go which one is the funnier one. And to me, I laugh way more at the Anchorman jokes than I do at Super Troopers. It's just a dumber movie. It like Baxter jumps into the bear pit and starts bark talking to the fucking bear. What are we doing here? You guys are professional screenwriters and you came up with this and somehow it works. Guarantee those same screenwriters wrote the second Aquaman and the second Wonder Woman. Yep. Those movies can burn in hell. Dan Marino should get gonorrhea and burn in hell. So Anchorman moves on. Okay, what is the last two? That was a lot of fun. You can't diss Team Man. That's right, Justin. You can't. That's my car. That's my girl. Okay. Hey, Josh, before you go on. Incorrect, Chris Taylor. Incorrect. That sequel is just as funny. I'm not going to say it's funnier, so maybe it's a couple steps slower, but it is exactly what you need to do when you want to make a sequel, where you want to keep the old jokes that you loved, bring in new jokes, and not water it down to do the same thing again. I'm looking right the fuck at you, my big fat Greek wedding 2 and 3, because that's how you not do it. It took them, 16 years to say, or maybe 15, whatever. It took them 16 years to release it, at least, for the second one, for Super Troopers. And of course, no, Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 came out in 2017. Either way, they did it wonderfully. Is it that good of a movie? A lot of people are going to say no. I disagree with them. Just like I think Deadpool 2, fuck you, this is my opinion, is just a better movie than Deadpool 1. It just is. And Super Troopers 2 is just right there, man. It is just right there. It's just because those jokes came from an original source. That's why the first one gets a step up, but the second one does not diminish those jokes at all, and it's still just as funny. You know what? It sounds like my prom date. Oh, I forgot that was Brennan. What's up, buddy? Super Troopers has some good jokes, but not as good as the first one. No, I completely agree. But they are funny. And people, sadly, have to compare to the first one, not just by itself. Because the number 2 is at the end of the title. So now they're going, oh, okay, we see that too. And we're just going to diminish everything in this movie because those first 2 words are the same as these first 2 words. And it's from the same called universe, whatever. So now we can't just judge it off itself. We have to judge it off of this. You bring in, oh God, damn it. He was in Parks and Rec. He was a city manager. He was in the fucking Outsiders. He did a terrible job at the Oscars. He was on Joe Rogan. What the fuck is his name?
Rob Lowe.
Say again.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe. God damn it. Ever since we stopped doing trivia, my mind had just gone to dog shit. You bring in Rob Lowe, and he's charming as shit. You bring in Will Sasso. You bring one of the guys, I think, one of the guys from Workaholics. I think, like the tall one. I think you bring him in too, but even they're fucking great. And another movie that references Danny DeVito a lot. So, yeah, man. Yeah. All right, moving on. We're wasting too much time on this. Moving on. I want to try to keep this under an hour, and I'm already halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Oh, this is a fantastic one. Fantastic one. Which one comes first? Okay. A Knight's Tale. What was the second one? Men in Black. All right. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We don't need that guy anymore. All right. See, here on the Arby's channel, we don't have mistakes. We just have happy little accidents. And if you tell anyone that bush is there, I will hunt you down and I will cut you. All right, A Knight's Tale versus Men in Black. Some people will say that A Knight's Tale isn't a good movie. And to those people, I say, you have never gotten a blowjob from a girl who uses too much teeth. I know that sounds vulgar, but it's basically what this is. It's kind of like, is this supposed to be cringy? Because it should be, but at the same time, why is it amazing? Because it is. Because it's charming as hell. Because maybe that was a bad analogy. Because it's charming as hell. Because you have such a great time with it. And it's one of the actors that you cannot not think of this movie without including Heath Ledger in it. And then immediately your brain going to, oh man, we lost him so young. You're damn right we did. I'm not saying you should have done a sequel to this movie, but can you think of the possibilities? This movie is just fantastic. Does it have its problems? Yes. And I might get into those if Men in Black can overcome it. So let's jump over to Men in Black. Barry Sonnenfeld did this. I know the two movies before he did this was obviously Addams Family and Addams Family, Family Values. Two very wonderfully done movies. Like, Barry Sonnenfeld is when you put, oh my God, he directed Spider-Man. Sam Raimi with maybe Tim Burton, and you put them together. Where you get not horror, not comedy, but just a whole other genre together. And that's what Men in Black is. You can't pinpoint exactly what it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is fantasy. Yes, it is comedy. But it's also just so... It is its own star in its own solar system. Because the other two sequels, that's how you do a bad sequel. Because as much as people say, the third one was good. Fucking was it? Was it really? Spoiler alert, no, it's not. Because it's not as good as the first one. I know what I just said, but it's my goddamn show. I mean, I do what I want. It's not as good as the first one. It just isn't. And then, because you're trying to be so much like the first one, while not correcting your fucking mistakes from the second one, it's so goddamn infuriating. But the first one, I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio, Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, Rip Torn, not Linda Cardellini, whatever her goddamn name is, the chick from the morgue. Everyone in this movie is fantastic. I remember watching this as a kid, and then when after the credits, you got the music video from Will Smith of Men in Black, and man, I can sing it right now because that's how burnt into my psyche it is. Like, I wish I can take that out just so I can replace it with, hey, in case I need to give my children the Heimlich maneuver, what should I do? Nope, because those words are locked in here, buddy. Much like a lot of the lines from this movie. He's berating black people in New York, huh? Or NYPD means I want to knock your punk ass down. He's coming. He's coming. Yeah, when he gets hit too, I'll kick his ass too. What? The only thing that holds its weight around here is my goddamn truck. Boom! Just walks out. What is anger at this point? Because ain't gonna do shit. He just goes, figures. Because it's not his wife. He's not gonna get mad at his wife. You probably put poison on it, didn't you? It is poison. I'm eating that. Goddamn it! Don't touch it. We all know that guy. We all know. What was his name? Don't chime in, George. I can get it. Edgar. We all know it. Edgar. Give me sugar and water. I remember the fifth time I watched this, I actually drank it because I had no idea that it was sugar water. I was like, oh, this is really good. And then, as just being an asshole, I remember so clearly my dad was like, hey man, you should put the lemon in that. And I was like, oh shit, it's so good. My dad and I just made a new drink. And it wasn't until literally weeks later until somebody said, that's lemonade, jackass. I was like, oh, okay. I guess lemonade's my new favorite drink. So, I mean, moving on to the actual movie. Clearly a one-of-a-kind movie because you can put science fiction with comedy. I don't think that had been done before. I don't. If it had, it wasn't as successfully. You had Will Smith, who already knocked it out of the park with Independence Day, with Bad Boys, and I'm sure one other movie. At the very least, Fresh Prince. So he was a known up-and-coming actor that was perfect for the. You didn't know at the time, just like Jay didn't, a replacement for Kay. And I really wish that wasn't the case. I really wish it was. Yes, I am training a partner. Not to train a replacement because I am going other places because you're just going to redact that in the second one. But that's because of the second one, and the less said about that goddamn movie, the better. This movie, I mean, even with the special effects with the cockroach itself, still holds up. I believe it doesn't look fake. It doesn't look, oh shit. It's clearly moving this way when they should be moving, but they're going this way. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look terrible at all. It looks really good for being 1997. The only 90s movie that looks better is the one we can all agree on, Jurassic Park. And that's a high bar, and they're, I think, second to come in. If only the Lord of the Rings came out in 99 and not 2001, Lord of the Rings will take them both. But these two movies dominate the 90s CGI. It is charming as hell. A Knight's Tale. I think I know my answer too. And either way, I'm hurting myself. But in A Knight's Tale, who plays the guy who plays Will's father does a very good job. I cry, especially now being a father. I lived away from I didn't see my dad a lot as a kid. I saw him maybe once a week. And then I went to the military, really didn't see him. And then unless I was on leave, and even then, like a day or so. And then I came out of the military in 2018, 3 years later. I moved to New York for about 4.5 years. So like more of, if I ever was in town, I would see him for tops a day. So this movie that moment, now really connects to me when Will goes up to him and says, I have a message from your son. And he just drops. He's fucking blind, people. And he drops a fishing net that has to be perfect. Because if he fucks up, well, obviously the blind bastard is to blame because he can't fucking see his mistakes. So he just drops and because that's all he gives a shit about. My Will, what news do you bring, messenger? And Will just says that he found I'm about to fucking cry right now, man. That he did find that shit. What does he say? That he did change his stars, And then he just reaches out for him, and as soon as he touches him, as soon as the father touches Will's hand, he just knows, oh, it's my boy. He made it. I'm not even watching it. It's still getting me. He knows that's my boy. That's my son. And he gives him a great big hug, and it's perfect, man. And then you ruin it because you have this dumb fucking broad who doesn't know how to, what's that word? Act at all. I don't know what her fucking name is, but she was in the 40 Days and 40 Nights, and the only reason that fucking movie works is because it's supposed to be a comedy, whereas this is supposed to be a drama, but it is a comedy. Do you know why? It ain't because of fucking Paul Bettany. It's not because of Alan Tudyk, and it's not because of Heath Ledger. It's because of this dumb cunt doesn't know how to fucking act. There they are in the goddamn stands, and the father, the blind father, has to be visual audioly told. However that went, I don't. Oh God, bless his soul. By this stupid fucking broad of what's gonna happen. He got knocked off his horse. Oh no, Will, you're breaking. Like her name might as well have been Natalie Portman from Star Wars. That's how bad this acting was. I don't want to hear shit. Portman was bad in the trilogy, but so was everyone else, except for Christian Henderson. Oh, fuck me. He's trying to have a moment. The camera has a God's eye view of him looking down, of him looking up, and you can't have the moment because the camera always goes back to this dumb broad and who just takes me out of the movie the entire time. Not only that, it has nothing to do with her. I'm sure she's a lovely person too, but not only that, another dumbass thing about this movie is when they all go to the ball and, Liechtenstein says, I'm from Gilderland. So, like, the flowy, fairly, whatever, says, oh, Gilderland, why don't you show us something? And then, Will is up there like, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes up there, and this is the dumbest thing in the movie. She goes up there, and she just goes, and everyone claps. And now it's like, oh, we fucking get it now. Places, everybody. Places. Yeah, places. We get. Remember? She did the. Now we get it. A country we none of us have ever been to. We understand their culture from that. Hey, I want to learn Mandarin. Got it. Assholes. That being said, it has a great final act. It has a great, not forced, ex machina when his arch rival realizes it's the prince, he forfeits. Thatcher goes up there, realizes it's the prince, and goes, I'm not surrendering shit, and charges, and here comes the prince, and that's what saves his life at the end. He screams his name when the prince dubs him a knight, and I think it was Alan Tudyk that says, did you hear that, Sir William Thatcher? Your father just heard that. And it's just, he did change his stars. Son of a bitch. Damn it! If it wasn't for that dumb bitch. Which one is she? If it wasn't for that dumb broad, right the fuck there. Yeah, I'm sorry I hit the camera. But right fucking there, if it wasn't for you, if she was just cast by literally anybody else, this movie would top it, but it doesn't, because in Men in Black, everyone is casted perfectly. All the acts go together so wonderfully. I'm not saying that it doesn't do the same thing for Knight's Tale. The Knight's Tale holds something dear and very near in my heart. But against Men in Black, God, son of a bitch. Fuck you, whore. I gotta go with Men in Black. God damn it. That really, really hurts my heart. Paul Bettany as Jeffrey Chaucer. Thank you. Damn it. Jeffrey Chaucer is my favorite. Dude, he is awesome. Chaucer? Jeffrey Chaucer, the writer? What do you mean? What do you mean? I write. It's got some great lines in it. Your entrails will become your outrails. Lots of pain. Don't forget Tony Shalhoub as an alien. Oh, there you go. Tony Shalhoub. That's right. Let me tell you how many times that stings. Dude, I can't stand her. There's a reason you don't know her name. There's a reason she's nowhere in Hollywood. It's because she can't act. Her job. If you go to McDonald's and the people can't serve you, which most of the fucking time they can't anyway, so how about this? You go to Wendy's and you expect to be served, and instead they just give you shit with an attitude, you're not going to want to go back. The only reason you do go back is because you have sexy-ass Heath Ledger, you have hilarious Alec Tunick, and then you're like, oh, there's that dude from Game of Thrones from one season. That's why you go back. That broad, god damn it. Moving on. Woo! Woo! You sound like a big choo-choo train. I pray you guys heard that. That was my daughter. Yes, Rango versus Mean Girls. All right. So these are the 4 movies that are going to be in contention in today's winnings. And I got to thank Tushka. I got to thank Josh because these are all fantastically well done films, and I'm sure all of us have a place in our heart, have one of these movies in a place in our heart in one way or another. And I'm positive each and every one of you would have done something different in here. However you would like to do this, please comment down below and tell us how you would have done this list. But moving on, Rango and Mean Girls. So obviously they're very 2 different movies. So what I have to go, how I would compare these 2 is just enjoyability, is rewatchability. I think I would go towards more Mean Girls than I would Rango. However, the entire story arc of Rango, here's a character that has a problem immediately. The problem is there's no conflict. And right when he has a spark in his little aquarium that, oh, that's it. I have it, people. Our main character has to be into some kind of conflict. And right then, the car hits a pothole. He gets flung out the trunk window of the car. It breaks, and then there you go. Not only that, but you also have an amazing cameo of the man with no name, played by Timothy Oliphant. And no one cares, because, I didn't, because he did a great job. He got the essence of it down to a T. And that's exactly what he needed. Just like any other main character that has to go, what's going to take me to the 3rd act? Timothy Oliphant with as the man with no name. There you go. Whereas Mean Girls, I forgot how they got to the 3rd act. Something to do with, I think, whatever, Lindsay Lohan just is done playing this facade. Was the normal girl, whatever, the new girl at the least, very, very quickly became the popular hot girl, because even in that movie, still today, she's very attractive. She becomes the hot popular girl, gets diminished to, okay, this is just me as a person now, and this is what I want to spread. And then I love it at the end of the movie where she looks at a couple of 4 freshmen, in fact, and go, oh, they're the new plastics, and they almost get hit by a bus. That would have been a great ending, if I'm not condoning violence, but that would have been a great ending. Oh, there's the new plastics, and then boom, never mind, credits. But then again, I'm the dickhead who laughed hysterically at the end of The Grizzly Man. First of all, why would you do this? But when the credits are rolling, I'm still laughing at it. It goes black, and the audio of this dumbass being eaten alive by his bears. And you're like, why would you put this in? But at the same time, thank you so much. And I knew, right at the moment, I knew I was different. I was just wired different because that moment should be played like, oh my God, a second plane just hit. But I take it as he's gonna be bear shit. Fucking ridiculous. Anyways, moving on. So the story in Rango is they're trying to find water. They find it because Vegas is there and it's building up, and they shut down their water, but the mayor knows about it, and blah 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 blah. And they get it back. Not to say the story is boring or anything, but I forgot a lot about it. I'm more intrigued of the visuals. I am more intrigued of the characteristics, like minute details that each character does. I mean, Jake the Snake is fantastic, voiced by Bill Nye. I mean, great, fantastic. Your rattle from the rattlesnake is your six shooter, and that is great. There's something in me that's just saying I'd rather watch Mean Girls than I would Rango, because Mean Girls is. With Rango, because I want to pay attention, and this is all due to my ADD. I want to pay attention, but with Mean Girls, I can just have it on. Rango is the girlfriend that's like, can you look at me, please? Whereas Mean Girls is, honey, just start doing laundry, start vacuuming. I'll text you whenever I want to tell you a problem. And then we'll sit down. Whenever you're ready, I'll rub your feet, and then we'll talk about your day. And I'll give you a beer and maybe a handy. Who knows? That's what Mean Girls is. It's always going to be there for you. It's always going to comfort you. It's not going anywhere. Rango, I feel like for me, you really have to pay attention, not to just love it, but to get what the creators are trying to do here, because the story is simple. But for you to really appreciate all the work that's put in, you have to pay attention to it. And because of that, I'm going to give this edge to Mean Girls. I mean, Rango is great. I'm not trying to diminish it at all. It's a fantastic film. But like I said, Mean Girls is just more enjoyable for me. So Mean Girls is moving on to the finals. So let's put that in green. This is a hard one. This is a really hard one. Anchorman versus Men in Black. What haven't I said already about the other? What haven't I said about either of them that I haven't already talked about? So again, I think I would have to go with the enjoyability. Of course, Anchorman is hilarious. I proved it. Did you not see the tally marks? There was at least 12. Pick number 3, my lord. Clearly, it's funny. Clearly, it's very. I find it very enjoyable. Men in Black, though, there's something about it that's just. There's one thing, not a bother. It's more of an interesting, minute thing. Of you listen to the introduction to this, the theme song played by Danny Elfman, and then you listen to Spider-Man. It sounds a lot similar. So here's what I'll take the good out of it. Here's that silver lining. I'm going to take the light side of it. Without this movie, you don't get that fantastic score from Spider-Man. Without this movie, you don't get Danny Elfman in the trilogy. And in my eyes, that is the best thing to happen in Spider-Man 3. So because of this movie, you made Spider-Man 3 its only redeeming quality, which is the music. Spider-Man 3 is just a dog shit. I would love to do worst movies, and I'll give Tushka and Josh and Saul, I'll give you a gigantic list of movies I just want to shit on. That's for another day. Like Men in Black too. But Men in Black, there is so much charm there. There is so much there dude, the scene alone, where he walks in to like the room and he's obviously late, and Zed is there, and he's just like Marines, Air Force, Army, and NYPD. We're looking for the best of the best. And Jay raised up. I think you already said this, but why exactly are you here? Without missing a beat, son. We're here because you're looking for the best of the best of the best, sir. He says, "Got America over here, looking for the best of the best, sir, with honors." he's so excited, but he has no idea why he's here. That's just very funny for me. Rip Torn then looks at the window, and Kay is laughing his ass off. I'm just like, yeah, that's correct. And I also find that funny. And like, I think right then and there, he said, "This kid just went from good to great, and he might be my next partner / replacement." Anchorman, the only thing it has going for it is the jokes. The story, because there really is no story. An anchorman, here comes an anchor woman. The anchorman falls because the anchor woman did a dumb joke. She rises. She rises to the top now. Anchorman has to get back to the top. How does he do that? Because a fucking dog talks to a bear. That's how. And Seth Rogen is there for like 2 seconds as a cameraman. So that was pretty cool to see. Whereas Men in Black has so much more. So this was a quick round, but I'm glad it's over. Because if I would have, not that I didn't think about it, but just Men in Black has way much going on for it than it does Anchorman. So yeah, if this was 3 or 2, this fucking movie wouldn't make past the first one. I just say it's a slam dunk. It's the other movie. I don't give a shit. What it could be my Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 against Men in Black 2. Oh, that's a good one. I would have to give it to my Big Fat Greek Wedding, because if anything, I'd just be like, yeah, you're ripping off the original, but at least you're making me think of the original. Whereas this one, it's just, what the fuck are we doing here, guys? What, Johnny Knoxville, he's from Jackass, right? He does all crazy shit. So what are we going to do? We're going to have the same fucking head pop out of the backpack. So how does he live at all? How does he... I know he can take off the fucking backpack, but like, he can't shower in public. He can't do anything in public. God forbid his clothes go on fire and everyone knows he's an alien. That's his costume, is a fucking backpack. There's so much wrong with that movie. Mind you, I just had a really strong drink. So, fuck off. Anchorman is off. And Men in Black. Here comes the Men in Black. Galaxy Defender. Here come the Men in Black. They won't let you remember. Fucking great. So good. All right, Mean Girls versus Men in Black. I'm trying to think of any anything I can put in the trash, or better yet, a better analogy, any shit boulders I can put on top to make that movie's bridge collapse. And in either movie, I can't think of one. I can't think of one scene from either movie that shouldn't be there, that wastes time, that takes away from any character, that makes me question, would that character and or this group of people really do or wouldn't do that? And I can't think of anything. I'm not calling either one a perfect film. Not that either one is far from it, mind you. It's just I can't think of anything wrong with it, which is why they're both in the finals. So let me just start off with the long list of things I like of Mean Girls. Not specifics, not from the outside. I'm talking about the movie itself. The lines I hear, the things I see. The burn book is great because it really teaches you of, yeah, it's fun to talk shit with your friends, but when you talk behind other people when you talk about people that aren't there to another group of people that you think are your friends, and then it makes you feel bad, well, then you just grew as a person, because now you know, oh, these people really aren't my friends. That didn't feel good to say at all. That, I mean, it wasn't a life lesson to me, but I can definitely see that being a life lesson to somebody. I like to think like a young girl watching that, or whatever, a young person watching that and going, oh, I get it. So when they have that feeling, their mind might go to this, which is redundant because the more important thing is you learn the lesson. But for me, that crazy hypothetical came alive to me because of that. You also have Amanda Seyfried being hilarious in this movie. I don't think she's ever been as funny. I don't know. There's only like a handful of films where I'm like, you say her name, I can tell you what she's in. Ted 2, Jennifer's Body, Mean Girls, Chloe, and I've never even seen Chloe. And, oh, another movie I never watched, but I saw every fucking 2000s movie, it was there. Letters to Julia, where like her boyfriend is making pasta in sweatpants, like any other romantic comedy in the 2000s. I can't remember any other movie she's in, so I don't think she's ever been as funny in this. She was in that HBO show, I think, about the lady who lied about the drug that said that it worked, or whatever. I never watched it, never got into it. So yeah, I don't think she's ever been as entertaining as she was in this. So this is her best work. And I mean, Lindsay Lohan, say what you want about her. I mean, she got her shit together now, but back in the day, oh man, the train wreck that this young girl had to go through. But before that, luckily for us as the audience and for her, and I'm glad she got her shit together, that this movie came out before any of that. Because she really shines in this. She looks good in this movie. Regina, Rachel McAdams, I can't remember what came first, this or The Notebook. Because that's an interesting movie I would love to rewatch, just to go, I understand it's a chick flick, but I fucking matured, and chick flick doesn't mind me at all. So I want to know if The Notebook really is a good movie. Has great cinematography, has a great story, yada, yada, yada. And I don't think if Mean Girls comes first, I don't think she gets the recognition without this movie. So there's another one. This just elevates Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I think without this movie, Amy Poehler doesn't get to her steps to be in Parks and Rec. That is just me. That may be a stretch, but that is just me. For damn sure, if Tina Fey doesn't do this, she doesn't get 30 Rock. That's really it. Whereas Men in Black, dude, the monster, the weapons, the one-liners, the jokes, the action, the somewhat horror aspect, the fantastic special effects, I've never seen, this is the same year that Lucas came out with here's a reimagining. I just added all this bullshit to Star Wars. This came out the same year. I watched those Star Wars movies on VHS with my dad, where Vader's, like, he only had like the half of Vader's face because it was a box set. It was silver and black. Dad, if you're watching, I know you know what I'm talking about. I watch those movies religiously. And no other movie ever came close to the cantina scene, like when Kay brings Jay into the headquarters, where you have all these different aliens. None of them seem like a threat, but it's just like, oh, I've never seen that before. Holy shit, I've never seen that before. And it's wild. And not only that, but like the little fucking thing. Like, oh yeah, man. Hey, what's this? And that ball just goes around and Kay finally catches it. This caused 1977's New York blackout. Was a practical prank. He thought it was funnier than hell. It's just, oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. You remember the little red button? Yeah. Press the little red button. You may want to put on a seatbelt though. The car goes upside down and Kay so hysterical. Oh, God bless you, Will Smith. Why did you have to slap him? Why? You were on such a good roll. Slap him. He's upside down. He's just, He's just trying so desperately. I don't know if he's trying to get back in his chair or just simply trying to get comfortable being while the car is upside down. Either way, he's playing it to a T perfectly. You do know Elvis is dead, right? No, Elvis is not dead. He just went home. And it's just, you get it. Because this movie has built you up, has built your reality, this movie's reality, to such perfection that you just go, I get it. I buy it. Elvis is an alien. Tupac's an alien too. Because fuck it. It's so good, man. Dude, I have so much fun with this movie. I actually have the steelbook to this movie. Give me 1 second. Where you at? Oh, my goodness. I promised myself I wasn't going to do this because I did the same shit last week. Damn, can't find it. Whatever. All right, whatever. So I bought the steelbook for it, though, and I thought about buying Mean Girls. And that's just one more sheet of paper on a camel's back that I just keep adding that's going, Men in Black should probably get this because Mean Girls is, I'm not calling it just fine. I'm not saying that. It is way more than just fine, but you put both in front of me, I'm going to watch Men in Black before. Because, I mean, I remember as a kid, every opening credits that came ahead, I would skip past. But for some reason, I didn't know if it was the bug, if it was the bug being smashed, or just, I didn't even know his name, Danny Elfman's music, that it just intrigued me so much. That's why I really wanted to watch the beginning. But it was plus, this is just a me thing, but this is one of those small films in the 30 years that the Twin Towers were standing that you do see the towers. And call it cheesy, I don't give a shit. As an American, that makes me feel proud when I see those two towers, especially in a movie that I love so much. I mean, whether, and I'm sorry to derail this so much, but whether you are a country music fan or not, I gotta give a toast to the late, great Toby Keith. American boys and American gals. We're putting your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list. Dude, fucking rest in peace, man. Clearly one of the best, one of the best of the best, one of the best. He was never good as he once was, but he was good once as he ever was, and only a country musician can make that sentence make sense. So here's to you, sir. Thoughts and prayers to your family, man. Why is it every fucking week I gotta come on here and be like, hey, this guy died because it's 2024 and the world's going to hell? Oh, that's spicy. That being said, Men in Black's taking it. I one more thing. When Jay is being wrapped up with a tentacle thing, Kay, something's peeking. And the girl's trying to give birth, and Jerry and Kay are outside talking. They go back inside. Did you find anything like that strange? And Kay, covered in outer world being vomit, just looks over. Dude, that perfect look over. Just, are you fucking serious? Like, if you could say the N-word in that word in that movie, it'd be right there. So, Men in Black wins this. Tushka says, R.I.P. to Okie Homie. It's you have no idea, man. How do you like me now, indeed? Ship holders. Ship holders. All right, guys. Men in Black wins for the win. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, this is. I mean, it's great that that was the last one because this is the first one. I would have to go. There would have to be a banger on here for Men in Black to lose. That's one of my. I mean, if I bet on Steelbook, I only buy movies on Steelbook ones that mean something to me. So even those ones, those are my favorite of the favorite that I have. Whiplash, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Incredibles, Pirates of the Caribbean, Nightmare Before Christmas, Beauty and the Beast, and The Dark Knight. Well, those two Disney movies are my wife's favorite, but the other ones are fantastic. So if I buy it on Steelbook, it means something to me. And the fact that that's what made me go from here to here was because I looked at Mean Girls and thought about it. But Men in Black, I was like, I need it. So there you go. Justin says, I approve. MIB winning over Mean Girls. Well done, sir. Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Like I said before, these 8 movies in this order. If you want to go ahead and tell me down in the comments, tell us down in the comments which one would win for you. How would this battle end up? What would be in the semifinals and the finals, and which one would be your winner? Please comment down below and tell us if we're doing a good job, because I know these guys are doing a fantastic job with the show. I want to thank my producer Josh again. Thank you very much, sir. It's so nice to have you backstage. I want to give you a big thank you to Tushka. I want to give you another thank you to Saul for just being her and just always making our lives better. She is our virtual mom. Thank everybody who's tuning in to me. Give this channel, give this video a like and share. If you can, please subscribe to the Ruckus channel. They're doing fantastic work. Everyone is doing just a banger job. Again, I'm just a dickhead who talks about movies. These guys actually do homework and relay their information. So again, go ahead and join us. I will see you guys next week. I'll see you later.